Hey YouTube, this is the third video in the Apple Fall 2020 announcement series. Click here to see my overview of the announcement, and click here to see my coverage of the HomePod Mini. I've been racking my brain to try and come up with the most succinct way of going through the information from Apple's iPhone announcement in a way that will provide actionable information to help you consider whether or not to purchase an iPhone. I've decided to split this video into two parts. The video will cover the basics of the iPhone pricing model and provide some straightforward answers to some people who are looking for the right phone. The second video will dive into this table and go through it in some detail to help you find the right phone if you do not fit into one of the basic scenarios. I know this is quite a bit of words and numbers coming at you all at once, but we'll go through and break it down in the next video. Some things to take note of first. All iPhone 12 models have been equipped with Ceramic Shield, 5G, and MagSafe. Right now, iPhone 12 models will be the only devices with Ceramic Shield from any manufacturer. However, like the mysterious hard glass that Apple touted for years that ended up being Corning's Gorilla Glass, the developers of the Ceramic Shield, this will likely hit other devices in the near future. This helps guard against glass shattering, but the recent reports I have heard is that the problem with the iPhone 11 is scratching and not cracking. If you don't know, these two types of problems tend to be on opposite ends of the teeter-totter. Glass that is best against scratches is hard and more susceptible to shattering. Glass that is more pliable and resistant to shattering often leaves itself more open to getting scratched. I use a tempered glass screen protector on my phones and tablets and recommend them to almost everyone. The only exceptions I have are iPad artists. For artists on tablets, I would recommend a matte plastic cover that provides a little more resistance to the Apple Pencil or Samsung S Pen, and that feels more akin to natural paper. The Ceramic Shield is a nice to have, but I suspect that it is not going to be unique to the iPhone for very long.
5G.
5G is not really an issue for many people. The low band of T-Mobile or Sprint are widespread, but the benefit is not really there. You can expect an average speed increase of about 20% if you can get it at all. If you have AT&T or Verizon, the use case is even more limited. They use really high frequencies, what are referred to as millimeter wave spectrum, and they do not pass through walls, windows, leaves, or bodies very well. You need a completely blanketed area, an antenna receiver on top of your house, or live right in front of a 5G tower for this to have any real benefit for you in your daily life. Please do not buy a new iPhone just because it has 5G. 5G is a nice to have, but next year's models will have 5G and an updated processor.
MagSafe.
MagSafe is the reintroduction of a nostalgic name from within the Apple ecosystem. It used to be in MacBooks, so your laptop wouldn't go flying across the room if someone tripped over the cord. I've heard complaints that it was fidgety and wouldn't work if it wasn't connected just right. That is a problem that Apple seems to have fixed with the iPhone 12 version. It appears to latch with a hearty click, as magnets pull the wireless charger and the iPhone together. There are additional accessories as well, such as a case that works as a pass-through, and a wallet that will connect magnetically. Yes, I too think I would be losing my wallet. I haven't really heard anyone else mention it, but Apple has more recent experience using magnets to hold devices to chargers, the Apple Watch. And you can see my overview of the Apple Watch from Apple's announcement right here. That was back in September.
iPhone 12 screens.
So it was rumored that Apple was trying to get 120 Hz refresh rate screens for the phones this year, but possibly due to COVID-19, they weren't able to secure the necessary quantities, so they scrapped it. So it is possible that it will come out with the iPhone next year. A 120 Hz refresh rate is less important on a screen as small as an iPhone, as opposed to, let's say, an iPad. If you're getting an iPad at 10 inches or 12.9 inches, then it's going to make a visible difference, even to my aging eyes. If you have not had a phone with 120 Hz before, you're not going to notice any shortfall from this year's iPhones. If you've been properly exposed to high refresh rate phone for any great length of time, this might bug you, and you may want to consider waiting until next year to upgrade. For the vast majority of people, this is not a real issue. FYI, Dolby HDR is also not a mass market issue, but I'll be getting to that in the next video.
Pricing.
The starting price of the iPhone 12 as a successor to the iPhone 11 is $100 more expensive than last year. Interesting note, Apple raised the price of the iPad Air by $100 this year as well. The iPhone 12 Pro prices have stayed the same, and the iPhone 12 mini fills the place of the $700 slot. A weird pricing thing this year, if it happened last year I didn't notice, is that Verizon and AT&T get the base price, while T-Mobile and other carriers have a cost of $30 or more. When going through the checkout process on Apple's website, T-Mobile has a $30 discount, but this might not always be the case, so that $30 might come back, just something to keep in mind. I absolutely love the redesign, but I do not find the offering compelling enough to upgrade. Let me know in the comment if you're interested in a meta review covering the general feedback from other reviews after the iPhones come out. Are you going to get a new iPhone? Was this already an upgrade year for you, or are you waiting to see what was released to know if you're going to go for an upgrade? Was what Apple presented enough to get you to upgrade? Let me know in the comments below. So we have some basic questions to help you determine if you're going to be purchasing an iPhone this year. Some of these questions provide an easy phone selection for you. So who is this for and who really needs to upgrade? If you have an iPhone 6, 6 Plus, or earlier, and you're noticing lag or stuttering during daily operation, I would recommend upgrading. If you want to hold on to your device as long as you can, I would recommend replacing the battery. But know that this is a short-term fix. These devices will be end-of-life in the not-too-distant future. Are you an Android person, and you have a lot of apps, accessories, and you're fully vested in the Android ecosystem? Then this is probably not the phone for you. Sticking with Android provides you the flexibility, the familiarity. These phones aren't so different nowadays, but probably staying with Android is your better bet. Are you interested in getting the best bang for your buck? This can apply to those who are mostly in the Android world but want to see what Apple is going to do with iOS. It could be a child's first iPhone. The iPhone SE is the best value iPhone Apple currently offers. It has the cheapest price, less than half that of the current Pro-level iPhone. I would recommend spending the $50 and getting the upgraded memory. Kids tend to take more pictures and have more apps, movies, and music on their devices. This will also go a long way into making the iPhone SE last for them. And at $450 for a solid 120GB phone is actually a good deal from any manufacturer.
Do you want a status symbol?
Are you looking to see and be seen? The iPhone 12 Pro is the way to go. This is the first model redesign in 3 years and will likely be the new look for the next 3 years. Like the other iPhone 12 models, it comes equipped with MagSafe and 5G, but it also has 3 camera lenses and LiDAR. Those in the know will know if you purchased a Pro by looking at that third camera lens. If you are looking for the freshest phone that will hold its appeal for the next few years and still fit comfortably in your pants pocket, the iPhone 12 Pro is the way to go. And get it in gold. It's new, it's flashy, and it looks really nice. If you want all of this, but you want a larger screen size, the iPhone 12 Max is the one for you. The iPhone 12 Max boasts a 6.7-inch screen, the largest Apple has made.
Is the camera the most important?
Is the camera the end-all be-all for you? You should buy a dedicated camera and try not to justify a phone purchase to fill that niche. If you already have a dedicated camera or two, and you want the best phone that fits in your pocket, that you have everywhere with you, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is slightly better than the iPhone Pro, as the telephoto lens in the Max has an image stabilizing sensor and 1/2 times greater zoom, at 2.5 times as opposed to just 2 times from the standard wide camera.
Is the battery the most important?
Do you care most about having the iPhone with the longest lasting battery? The iPhone 12 Pro Max, with the largest footprint, has the most space for the battery. We do not currently have the figures for the milliamp hours, but Apple rates it as the longest lasting in their continuous video test at 20 hours.
Do you want the smallest iPhone?
The iPhone 12 mini will be the iPhone for you. A smaller footprint than the iPhone SE, but still a larger screen size. If you have to fit the phone into a pocket of your skinny jeans or into a small clutch purse when you go out, when we were allowed to go out, you should be taking a look at this phone, the iPhone 12 mini.
Do you not fit neatly into any of these categories?
You're not alone. So come along with me as we go down the path of understanding to see what Apple offers at each tier and what you might consider before putting forward your hard-earned cash.
Do you hate upgrading your phone?
Do you just want whatever will last you the longest amount of time for the least amount of money? The iPhone 12 Pro is for you. With 6 gigabytes of RAM and a standard 128 gigabytes of storage at night mode with portrait, this is an expensive iPhone that should last you 4 to 5 years, though you might need a battery replacement. The new iPhone 12 models, as you would expect from a top tier, the new iPhone 12 models, as you would expect, take the top tier of the pricing structure. This is their way of increasing the average price at the low end, while streamlining their phone offerings. This is their way of increasing the average price at the low end of the iPhone 12 models, while streamlining their phone offerings. So the three phone lines that have been eclipsed are the iPhone R, iPhone SE, and the iPhone 11. The entry-level phone for the most up-to-date system on a chip, the SoC, is $700 for the iPhone mini, which is the replacement for the iPhone SE. The second generation iPhone SE debuted in April of this year for $400. I would not expect the price to change, and despite no longer including the charging brick and the headphones in the box, I would still expect the iPhone 12 mini to be more expensive than the iPhone SE, with the addition of the improved screen, the up-to-date system on a chip at launch, and MagSafe. But a $300 price increase, with very few others in the tech community batting an eye, Apple has successfully run races over the community. The regular iPhone 12 at $800 is the natural successor to the iPhone 11. This $100 increase has at least garnered some attention, which makes sense, as I would imagine that the regular iPhone 12 is the lowest most tech reviewers are willing to go. So the main thing is that Apple offers 7 devices with a combined 16 different price points. If you separate out the overlaps, there are 20 price points from $400 for the 64GB iPhone SE to $1,400 for the 512GB iPhone 12 Pro Max. That is quite the gamut. They're trying to get something for everybody. So alright, that's today's video. The next video on the iPhone pricing and model comparisons is dropping tomorrow. If you're trying to determine which iPhone model to get, check out my next video. That'll be video 4 for the iPhone 12 announcement. So be sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. I'm Callie for the California Perspective, and I'll catch you in the next one.